This is JD. We are here with Vince. How do you pronounce your last name? Vince.
Camerano.
Very cool. We are in the GTR for 5 laps today. Just going to go over a few things with you here before we get you out on track. The mirrors are set up for me. I'll be paying attention to what's going on around us and behind us. I just want you to focus on your driving. Make sure you're looking ahead, scan the road. Your eyes will guide you, so wherever you're looking is where the car will end up. If anybody comes up behind us and they need to go around us, I'll have you stay on one side of the track or the other. I'll place my hand on the steering wheel during this time. I'm just making sure both cars have enough room. Once they go by us, I'll take my hand off the steering wheel. You're still the primary driver. Don't let go of the steering wheel. I'm just making sure it's safe out on track, all right? Just want you to build up your pace, get comfortable with the car, and push yourself forward lap by lap as you get more comfortable behind the wheel. Take the first lap or two to really get comfortable with the brakes, get comfortable with the track, how it's going to handle, everything like that. Push your pace forward lap by lap as you get more comfortable behind the wheel of the car. Want you to be nice and firm on the brakes going down into the turns. Want to get the car slowed down before you start your turn in. As you turn in, slowly release those brakes, bouncing the car. Wait for that apex to start squeezing that throttle and unwinding that wheel. If you get on the throttle too soon, it's going to throw the balance of the car off and it's not going to handle as well for you. So just keep that in mind. This is a very heavy car. It's one of the heaviest cars that we have here. Want you to be nice and firm on those brakes. Get this car slowed down. It takes a little bit longer to slow the car down just because of that added weight. Just keep that in mind. Even though it's heavy, it's still a very good handling car. I don't want to discourage you. It's a great handling car. It's great balance. All-wheel drive car. It handles amazingly. Just get comfortable with it. Just get comfortable with that added weight. You really get to feel the weight moving through the car as you're turning. You're going to feel the weight when you get on those brakes. Just keep all that in mind. Get comfortable with the car. Push your pace forward. Nice and firm on those brakes. Wait for that apex to start squeezing that throttle. You have any questions for me?
Nope.
Alrighty, last thing here before we get you out on track. The car is equipped with either an automatic mode or a manual mode. It's up to you. Whatever you want to do, one way or the other, isn't going to hurt the performance of the car at all. It's just completely personal preference, whatever you want to do. Automatic mode, standard auto, no shifting involved. Manual mode is going to be the paddle shifters on the dash there. Right is up, left is down.
Okay. Which do you recommend that I do? Which typically gets faster times?
In this car, one way or the other isn't going to hurt the performance of the car. In other cars that we have, usually the manual mode is probably going to be the better way to go, just because that's the way that some of the cars are actually designed. But in this car, it's not that way. It's not, that's not the case. Automatic mode will get you pretty much the same lap time as the manual mode. So the automatic mode isn't going to hurt the performance of the car at all. If you want to do the automatic mode, it's one less thing to worry about. You can focus on your driving. It gives you a little bit more time to focus on your line, where you are on track. You don't really have to worry about shifting. If you want to do the manual mode, it does kind of add another level to the driving. Gives you a little bit more control over when the car shifts exactly. However, like I said, it's not really going to hurt the performance of the car at all if you don't run in the manual mode. It's personal preference in this car.
Okay, I think I'll try it in. I think I'll just go auto.
Auto?
I did the manual in the Audi R8. So.
An Audi R8.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Are you driving any other cars after this?
No.
Okay, sounds good. Well, no worries then. The automatic mode is completely fine. Like I said, definitely give you a little bit more time just to kind of focus on your lines and focus where you are on track. So not a problem. You all set? No questions for me?
How do people normally do in this car against the other cars that are out there?
Again, like I said, it all basically comes down to driver.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people have different, driving styles and stuff like that. This is a pretty good handling car. It handles great. It's fast. It's great handling. I think the only thing that really hurts this car is probably going to be the weight. The added weight definitely hurts it. It takes a little bit longer to get it slowed down. It's not as agile. It's not as quick on turning as some of the other cars. However, it's still a fast car. It's still fast. It really all comes down to the driver and the personal preference of the driver. People like different things, you know what I mean? Some people like sitting a little bit higher up. They don't really mind the added weight. They can really, you know, get after it. Some people don't like it. Some people hate the added weight. They, you know, want to sit lower. Like I said, it's really all just personal preference.
Okay.
But compared to the R8, you know, I don't really know, again, because it comes down to that, you know, personal preference. Some people like this car more than the R8. Some people like the R8 more than this car. It just, whatever, you know.
Yeah, whatever floats your boat.
Yeah, exactly. Pretty much is what it comes down to.
Okay.
All set? Ready to go?
Yep. Ready to go.
So what I'm going to have you do now is go ahead and turn the steering wheel one full rotation to the right for me, please. There you go. Foot on the brake for me now. Go ahead and get you out onto the track. We're going to go ahead and pull straight forward here and then out to the left. Run to the left here. At the end of the parking structure, I'm going to have you hang a left, nice and slow for me through the pits. At the end of this white pit wall, we're going to hang a right and we're going to pull just past it. So around to the right here. And go and stop right there for me, please. We're going to wait for these two cars to go by and then we'll get you out on track once they go by. Just hang tight for me. You are all set, sir. Nice and gentle on the throttle here, entering the track. Around to the left here. Very nice. Just remember, build up your pace. Get comfortable with this car. It's going to feel different than the R8. Straight ahead here, there's your green turn-in cone. Start your turn-in. All the way towards your apex here. Go ahead and start to unwind the wheel. Use all the track. Squeeze that throttle down the straightaway. Keep it to the left here. Nice and firm here. Great. Nice and firm. There you go. Green turn-in cone. Start your turn-in. Slowly release those brakes. Came off brakes a little soon there. Unwind the wheel. Squeeze that throttle. Keep to the left. Remember, heavy car. Brake now. Nice and firm. Green turn-in cones. Start your turn-in. Now slowly releasing those brakes. Squeeze that throttle. Back to the right here. Brake over hill. Start your turn-in here. Wait for that apex to start squeezing the throttle. Now squeeze that throttle. Work your way back to the left. Brake. Nice straight line. Wait for that green turn-in cone. Start your turn-in. Slowly release brakes. Wait on that apex. Unwind the wheel. Use all the track. Squeeze that throttle. Back to the right-hand side of the track here. Brake to balance. Start your turn-in. Squeeze throttle straight ahead at that green turn-in cone and brake. Straight line. Start your turn-in, releasing those brakes. Unwind the wheel, use all the track, squeeze that throttle down straightaway. Very nice job. And brake, nice and firm. Keep braking, more brake pressure. Start your turn-in, now slowly releasing those brakes. Let off the brakes a little too quickly there. Remember, nice and slowly releasing those brakes. Keep it to the left here. Brake now, nice and firm. Add that green turn-in cone, start your turn-in, slowly release those brakes. There you go. Squeeze that throttle, back to the right. Brake over hill, start your turn-in, slowly releasing those brakes. Start squeezing that throttle, slowly working your way back to the left. And brake, nice and firm. Green turn-in cone, start your turn-in, slowly release those brakes all the way towards your apex here. Unwind the wheel, squeeze that throttle, work your way back to the right-hand side of the track. Brake to balance, start your turn-in, then squeeze that throttle straight ahead at that green turn-in cone and brake. Start your turn-in, slowly release those brakes around to your apex. Use all the track, squeeze that throttle. Keeping to the left here. How you doing so far? You doing good?
Good, yeah.
Very
It's
nice.
definitely different than the Audi.
Yes, it is. And brake, nice and firm. Keep braking, keep braking. Starting your turn-in now, slowly around to the right here. Very nice. Now unwind the wheel, squeeze that throttle. Much better through there. You feel the difference?
Yeah.
Brake now, nice and firm. Add that green turn-in cone. Start your turn-in, slowly releasing those brakes. Squeeze that throttle, work your way back to the right. Brake over hill, turning in. Squeezing that throttle now. Unwind that wheel, work your way back to the left and brake. Straight line. Green turn-in cone. Start your turn-in, releasing those brakes all the way around towards your apex. Unwind the wheel, squeezing that throttle, work your way back to the right. Brake to balance here. Start your turn-in, squeeze that throttle straight ahead, and brake. Start your turn-in, releasing those brakes. There you go. Unwind the wheel, use all the track. Brake for me now, nice and firm. Easy off those brakes as you start your turn-in, all the way towards your apex here. Unwind that wheel, use all the track, squeeze that throttle, keep it to the left. Brake, nice and firm. Brake. Start your turn-in, release those brakes. There you go. Squeeze that throttle, work your way back to the right. Brake over hill, start your turn in, wait for flashers. Once we get flashers, then we can pass this car. A little bit of throttle to squeeze up on him, keep it to the left, pass him on the left here. Brake here,
Keep it wide.
easy off those brakes. Yes, please here, don't want to cut them off. Around to the right here, you're good. Start squeezing that throttle, working your way back towards the right hand side of the track. Very nicely there. Brake to balance, start your turn, squeeze that throttle straight ahead, and brake. Easy off those brakes. Start your turn in here. Unwinding that wheel, squeeze that throttle, use all the track. Very nice job. Brake now, nice and firm. Start your turn in, releasing those brakes around to the right here. Unwind that wheel, squeeze that throttle, use all the track. Very nice. Keep it to the left. Brake, nice and firm. Releasing those brakes, start your turn. Squeeze that throttle, back to the right here. Brake over hill, nice turn, start your turn in. Alrighty, sir, that was our 5 laps on track, so we're going to go and pull in, so go and slow down for me. Let's keep to the left-hand side of the track for me and follow this around to the right. We're going to pull right through these 2 orange cones, so right through here, and then down to the right for me. Nice and slow, we're going to pull around to the left, nice tight left-hand turn, there you go, and then straight ahead. How'd you like this car?
It's good. It took a little bit to get used to it.
Feels a lot different, doesn't it?
Yeah, but it's still fun. I mean,
this row right here, so to the right. Then nice and slow for me, we're going to pull in the first spot on the right here. To the right. Straight ahead here. Go ahead and stop right there. If you could fall off the brake for me now, and then turn the steering wheel all the way to the left, please. So now you tell me, what do you like more, the R8 or the GTR?
Wow. I think I liked the R8 better. It was easier to drive fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't seem like it took me as many laps to get my line perfect, like in the R8. On turn 2, I was nailing it every time. I was nailing that curve.
Like I said, but you really feel the weight in this car, don't you?
Yeah, exactly. I know what you're saying now. Yeah. It's different when you say something versus when you feel it.
When you actually get out there and feel it.
But still, it's a great car. It was super fun.
That's what I was saying. It's kind of hard to really explain that to people, because you say, the car's so heavy, you really got to get it slowed down, but it still handles good, and they're like, you know what I mean? So it kind of throws some people off. But you really, once you get comfortable with the weight and the getting the car slowed down and how it's going to handle, it's not too bad. It's a pretty fun car to drive.
I passed a Lambo, so
yeah, exactly. No, you did great. You definitely, definitely once you got comfortable with it, once you started figuring out that weight thing, you really started to get comfortable with it. So very nice job.
Thanks.
You have any questions for me?
No, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
You are more than welcome, sir. I'm going to go ahead and stop the video.
Okay.
I'll come around to meet you, and I'll tell you where to go next, all right?
All right, thanks.
You are all set. Get out of this one, pull up on this door handle here, and it'll let you out.